Hello, welcome to Watercolor Wednesday, which is hosted by Amy at Crafty Cat, and you can check her out. I'll link her below, and also the hashtag will lead you to her. Well, it should. I don't know if she's... Anyway, it's Watercolor Wednesday. Welcome. This is Darcy's Misadventures with Mixed Media. I'm Darcy, and this is because I keep hyperextending my thumb because it was hurting here, and so I was wearing something. I don't know where my ace bandage is, and I've got a brace coming in from Amazon later today. But until then, this is just to remind me not to stick my thumb out because I've hyperextended it twice in the last in 12 hours. The first time I was like, you know, you gesture with your hands when you're talking, and I was talking about the guys. You'll hear them at some point, I'm sure, outside. So that was pointing with my thumb. So let me try not to do that now while I'm talking about pointing. And the other time I was just putting away putting the dishes in the dishwasher, and I don't know why, but for some reason that I don't understand, I just pointed my thumb out for like no reason and just totally hyperextended it, and that was super annoying. So alright, I'm just gonna mix some colors, get myself a little bit of, oh no, I didn't want green, I wanted yellow. That's right, because I wanted like this yellow over here. I just wanted to make a mess. Apparently these are the Winsor & Newton ones. I know Fifi the paper crafter, they're her favorites. I'm not in love with them yet, but so I'm just going to put random shapes and whatnot in watercolor. Look, 2 plus signs. That's fun. Let's do another one like they're coming in over here. Okay. And then I'm going to also add some other colors. Maybe some... That's got the yellow ochre and some probably sienna. One of the siennas over here. Just kind of coming in and putting some color in. That's all we're doing, color. Because I'm going to be doing some doodling on the color. I saw somebody do something like this, and I really liked it. So, all right, I'm going to come over here to these colors because I kind of want a really dark blue. Let's put it here, see if we can make it a darker, much darker. Add a little bit of, you go the opposite to get it. It is muted already. Now I just want it darker. I'll just add a little black. I want it more like a midnight blue kind of a deal. And if it mixes with the yellow, that's fine. And if a little bit of white gets left on there, that's fine. So I just want there to be a different I want there to be different tones and different colors, because you'll see when we get to that part. Can't even see the plus signs anymore. That's okay. That was just to get me started. And then I thought another way to do that is I thought I'd do a couple of these like in colors and then doodle on them and cut them down and put them together on something. Does that make sense? I don't know. So I'm going to do a couple of these in just like one solid color. See, anybody can do that, right? Let's find the smaller ones. And maybe do this yellow ochre kind of a deal. Yeah, you heard the truck a minute ago. They're repaving our road. So now now that the water pipes are done, they can go ahead and repave the whole road, and that'll be good. Alright, set these aside to dry, and I can't even, let's see, get some of that color to get some variation happening here. And then just kind of move that around a little bit. Because I don't want spots necessarily, but I want something to be able to follow. I mean, I want some differentiation. I want there to be some darker and lighter. Words are hard. Ooh, let's take these strips. We can use up some of these strips that I have left over from yesterday. Let's do those in a bunch of different colors. Alright, that'll be fun. I think that's the front. Oh, a little more brown from over here. I don't know what that is. It's more of a black brown, but let's add, there we go. Add some water drops to make that kind of do weird things. And do another one. We should do some contrasting colors, huh? Let's make sure we get some. I'm going to go back to this watercolor brush. And we got one of the siennas here. I can never tell which is which. I kind of like what's happening on that, but that is going to take a while to dry, isn't it? I'm going to mix it with a little bit of, that's probably raw umber. With raw sienna or burnt sienna, or one or the other. One or the other. And then just water drops, which will make it take longer to dry, but it'll give it interest. We should do some bright colors too. I'm not really into purples and pinks, but if I can, let's see, the opposite of red is greenish yellow for the, so if I want to do the opposite of violet, then I guess I need a little, so I want to mute it. I want a muted violet. I don't want a bright one. There we go. So from what I've learned, from what I've read or heard or whatever, to get a muted color, you add just a little bit of the complementary color, which is the color opposite, the color wheel. The colors next to each other are harmonious, I believe. I don't know. But anyway, let's do wet on wet this time. Yellow ochre. I like yellow ochre. Can never go wrong with a little yellow ochre, right? This yellow. Combine my two yellow ochres, because you can see the Winsor Newton definitely had more pigment, huh? Just kind of doing these strips in just different colors. What other colors should we do? Oh, that one's yellow. Nope, it'll be orange-ish, red orange. Add just a little bit of, I want to mute it down a little bit. Okay. So we have orange, yellow, blue-green, purpley. So we need red. We don't really have a red. And by red we mean red mixed with just like more of a burgundy, mixed with just the tiniest bit of green. To get it a little bit more muted. Suppose I shouldn't put my red in the green. There we go. Alright, that's a little bit better. Now we're getting, there we go. I just prefer muted colors. That's just how I roll. And I just want it, let's see, get darker spots and lighter spots. Probably get some granulation, which is kind of where you get like, where it looks like green, I guess. So now we have red, orange, yellow. We need a green. Then we can do like rainbow, right? Let's do one that's got some different greens on it, maybe. So now we'll mix this green over here with that blue. And more water for slightly different. We got a little yellow on there too, which is fine. Oh, maybe add a little yellow, make it, oh, don't put your green on your yellow though. That That makes no sense. I need my cores. Oh, they're down on the bottom there. They do fun stuff. Hold on. These are my favorites. QOR. They're made by Golden. They're more expensive, but if you just want to make backgrounds and you want some of the granulation and whatnot, you know, like, or what's the other word I'm trying to think of? This fractaling. I get fractaling with it, which is cool. So do a little bit in the middle so that I have it. So now I got some light and dark. And let me come back to this one. Needs more than just. Let me go over it with some water. So we'll do a wet on wet. Whoops, I got into the red a little bit there. That's alright. We're going to make that work for this card. We'll just get some more of this. I don't know what it is. It's like a brick red is what it ends up looking like on here. And maybe a little bit of yellow popped in here and there just for something. Alright. So good, that one will end up being a whole card on its own now. It was going to be bits, but, and if you don't have watercolors, you can just smush your distress inks, which is what I did on here, because I'm not good at making a background with watercolors. I tend to get them too wet. So I tried doing some backgrounds using the distress inks, which is kind of what I did on here, and I'll show these next time. I didn't want to work with those yet, but alright, so here's when I started. This one I left quite a bit of white space on, and let's see how this fine liner will do. I might have to use my fine liner Posca pens, but for now I'm going to kind of follow the watercolor, basically. So that's how I'm going to start. Just loosely. It doesn't have to be perfect. And then where colors overlap, if you want to, you can kind of go like here. It overlaps, so I could do that. And then come through there. And don't have to be perfect about it. In fact, the less perfect you are, the faster it will go. Whoops. And then you can just take like maybe all the blue. You want to do little stripes. And we're not going to do all the sections. We'll just do like one or two here and there. I saw somebody do this. I wish I had written down who it was. I'll try to link them because I found the video again. They, of course, do a much better job and a much bigger job, and, you know, because they didn't do it on a tag. I'm like, I'll just start on a tag, see how it goes. I think they had some circles going on. I just happened to see it again when I was looking for, you know, how to watercolor. So I'm like, I kind of want to learn how to watercolor, but kind of don't. Is that weird? Or I like ideas and then I kind of like go off from those ideas because, you know, maybe I'll do the stripes here and the outlining and then maybe combine it with some stamping, you know, because not everybody can draw or wants to learn how to draw, although I found a gal who shows us how to draw, and I just need to take some time and learn. She's got mushrooms and dragonflies and all kinds of really cool things, and she teaches the fairy houses. That was the one that came up in my little mushroom fairy houses that she draws, came up that's how I found her. Came up in my suggestions. That's what I'm trying to say. So there's that, and then see, maybe you don't like how you do things, so maybe you want to use stamps, or you could just do like, you know, maybe I want to do circles in one of those areas. Do I have one of these colors? Maybe, I bet I do. At least something similar. That was an idea, but we'll see if that pans out. I got my Posca pen, so yes, I'm heading out away from the, I think this is similar color. I think this is a similar color to the, piece of paper would be nice. Oops, here we go. It's similar-ish. But basically, I'm just gonna go ahead and maybe do some spots. Those are very small. I can't see this. Oh, let me turn this on. I got light only in one direction, and it was weirding my face out, my eyeballs. Now, I actually don't want to do the whole thing. I'm just gonna do little patches here and there. Yep, there come the trucks again. Okay, I'm losing my circles. I'm just kind of making little braces now, little bugs or something. I don't know. Alright, so there's that. And then what I was thinking of was like do I want to go big circles? That seems kind of big. Oh, but you know what's hard to do is honeycomb. It's hard to draw. So I want to find a piece of paper that I can just, nope, not that one. Just find a piece of paper. Alright, just take a piece of paper out of this composition. That'll work. Because I just want to mask off some places so that I can do the stamp. And I don't have to mask it off perfectly. And yeah, let's just keep sliding down. Let's see. Just kind of want to because I don't have to have it perfectly in the shape, but I just kind of want it, I don't want it outside the shape. I think that's what I'm trying to say. I'm okay if some of the shape doesn't get covered, but I don't want it on any of the other shapes. Does that make sense? Okay. I'm using black because that's what I used for my pen, with some black. So that's how that came out. So we could do the other yellow one like that. Yellowy, tan, whatever color you want to call that. Just like that. So that's one way to get some pattern on there. If you're not real confident with your own doodling, you can just use some stamping. And it's okay that it doesn't go to the edges. It's a good and fine look. Let's see. What else? I want to do something in these white areas. Oh. Maybe some script. Script is up here. Or, ooh, these numbers might be fun. So where'd my papers go that I just had? So just gotta mask off this area. Doesn't have to be perfectly done. And I actually might go ahead and get, I think wild honey will be fairly close to that. I'll test it on the paper first. Might be close to that yellow. Not quite. You know what would be though? Where is it? Where's my linen? Antique linen. That would probably match it really well, and then it would be a subtle, nice subtle background. Alright. So, just masking off these areas. And then inking up the other numbers and letters. Let's see. See if I can get one or two. Can almost do it easier if I just, since it's lighter, yeah, still got over a little bit, but you know what? That's not necessarily a bad thing. We'll just let this one go over a little bit. How about that? We'll just over in the corner up there, down there a little bit, over there a little bit. There we go. And they're all sideways, which is fine. Did it that way on purpose. Alright, so there we go. There's a kind of a fun tag. It needs something. We could add something. I've got, let's see, this or this, these swirls. Or I could, I like the consistency. This has paint on it, so it's probably not gonna do as well. But it is like, see, it would not be very dark. So these would definitely be and one more up there, and then I might do the little one too, and do that in like more places. I think I like the little one better anyway. So that added a little bit of drama maybe. I don't know. I know not. Let's see. Is this one pretty much dry? Mostly. If it's not dry, it's going to mess up your pen. Just so you know. That's why these are going to be a little easier, because you could just stamp on them, cut them into pieces, and then make a collage with them. Oh, nice. Let's close that. So that's what will be nice about those pieces, which I will do in a minute. I'll need to dry them first. And so they're still pretty wet. Pretty wet. Where did my, what pen was I just using? See this one, oh, that one's the black one. And you don't have to do black either. You could do another color, like maybe you want to do silver. So then, oh my goodness, I see a bunny right there. But I'm just gonna start with just kind of outlining some of the bits. And, you know, it's kind of relaxing too. I think I've done something like this before. Probably when I first saw the video doing the other thing. It's probably totally when I did that. Probably even made a video. I think I did make a video. Sorry for the repeat, but not everybody saw it anyway, and a lot of people do not go back and watch older videos. I don't know why. Because my suggestion, especially if you're new to something and you're watching somebody who is established in, and you're like, oh, I can never be as good as them. go back to their beginning videos and see where they started and start where they started. You know, don't compare, as Priscilla Moss likes to say on Fathering Autism, and also she has her own silly stuff and things. Don't judge your chapter 1 with somebody else's chapter 10. I like that too. I mean, of course, we all know, you know, comparison is the thief of joy. But I also like that one with where, you know, don't judge your chapter 1 with somebody else's chapter 10 or 20 or 5 or whatever it is. Just compare. Don't compare yourself. It's not worth it. And, you know, now I'm kind of like making up lines, you know. So you probably can't even hardly see that because it's silver. I think maybe gold would have worked on there too. But it makes for an interesting background. So now, if I were to put a focal point on there, that would be a fun kind of mappy background. And if I didn't have all my focal points covered up over here, I might be able to show you. Oh, see, wouldn't Grover be cute on there? He's not quite the right color though, is he? What about these crazy guys? Nope, they blend in too much. These are my book pages. Ooh, but he's a contrasting color, so is it a he? It's a she. It's a hen. The red hen, that's a she. So contrasting color might work. But I think you get the gist. He's not the right colors either. Grover. We love Grover. Grover is my favorite. He's always Grover and then, well, Kermit I love too, but that's because I love the Muppets. So I like Kermit more in the Muppet side of things than the Sesame Street side of things. If that makes any weird kind of a sense. I don't know. Anyway, I was just thinking something might be really cute on there. Some kind of a focal point or something of some sort. Maybe a bird, maybe a flower. Maybe I should go for a flower. Or just, you know, or do some stuff on it like this to make it, you know. And let's see, this is 3 inches long, so this could be potentially one of my tags. Let's see, I think the bottom would be there, right? Oh, shoot. Where's this? Which is the big one? I can never remember. I need a tag. Doing a tag swap. So, you know, Julie, don't watch this. So you might see if I decide to send one. Actually, I don't know what I'm sending yet, but I was thinking if I make some tags, they have to, yeah. Oh, that's right. I do have to put a vertebrae, something with a spine has to go on it. That's right. There's a whole, there's the rules. My goodness, this might be perfect on here. Wouldn't he be so cute on there? He might end up on there. I can't sell him though. Wait, no, did I buy that one? I can't remember if I licensed that one or not. Let me cut him out. Okay, I added some stripes, some, you know, coming down, so it would be kind of like rain. And then the swirls, I just kind of put in there in the antique linen, because that's really, you know, it was really close to that color. And then him, I think that will be really fun. All right. So just going to glue him down. I guess I could have done that beforehand, but I thought you might like to see what that looks like without him. And then what it looks like with him. And as the glue gods command, the glue will not work right away the first time you try on camera. That is all due to the glue gods, the small g. They don't allow it. It's a rule. The glue can never work the first time when you're recording. I don't know. Or at some point while recording, it will stop working. He's so cute. Alright, and I will make this a tag. I'm tempted to keep the umbrella hanging off because it is on cardstock. I do need to give him a place to stand. So it might be like a little silver puddle, just kind of. Otherwise he's, you know, we'll just put him in a little puddle. A little silver puddle. Whoops. Apparently we're going to make his boots silver if we're not careful. Try not to make his boots. I wouldn't have even minded if his boots were like pink or blue or something. Actually, I could change that, couldn't I? Because, you know, I got Photoshop. So he's sitting in a little puddle. And we'll make it a tag. And maybe this will be one of the ones that gets sent. Now, I would say the other color back here is probably close to Uncharted Mariner. So I think I'm going to ink it with some, the Uncharted Mariner I have, of course, is the big one. There it is. I don't have a lot of colors that I bought like everything when it came out, but Uncharted Mariner and was one, and the Salvaged Patina was the other. So I think you can tell by that what colors I like, you know? I think that you can. It's a little bit darker than that, but that's okay. I don't know, maybe I might cut off the umbrella. Because it kind of is bugging me that it's sticking out, so let's go ahead and... It's fine. See? Oh, there. I like it better like that. Okay. There we go. Now we have a fun watercolor background with a focal point. He is fun. Alright, now these, we could doodle on them or we could stamp on them. Do whatever it is that makes you happy. Where'd my, I have a strong doodle pen here. It's a 1.0. I don't know where my 0.08 is, or I would use that. This was a 0.05 that I used for the lines on him. And then this one I used, oh, I probably got these fine liners at 5 and Below, probably. So, and you know, you could just do really, really simple, ooh, I think I want to do just some circles that are like messy, like this. Because I was watching Barbara earlier, and that's what the fabric was that she was using. It had like messy circles like that. And that, I mean, anybody could do that. Messy circles. They don't have to be the same size. They don't have to be anything. They can be all over. You mess one up, not a big deal. And it's just a fun all over pattern. So there's that. What else can we do? We don't want to do all circles, do we? Is this the 0.05 again? This is still a little damp. Alright, you just go do a rough crop, just do stripes even. Super, super simple. And on one we'll do like a cross hatch probably. Is this one pretty dry? So then we just go across. We're not worrying about it being straight, evenly spaced. We don't care. We're letting go of perfection. So you can use, if you don't have watercolors, you can use your inks. If you don't have inks, you can use your watered down acrylic paints. Use whatever you want. Okay, now we're going to go this way. Because who doesn't like... Now, well, my pen is... If the paper is damp at all, your pen... this is Copic. They don't like it. If you're using a Posca pen or a paint pen, it won't be as bad. Or if you like a black alcohol marker, it could probably write on pretty much anything too. I'm not sure. But, alright, so there's just crosshatch, and if you wanted, you could even come in and you could fill in every other square to make a checkerboard pattern. You could put a little circle in each one, whatever. We can just do little asterisks. Asterisks. If you ever watch Everybody Loves Raymond, he couldn't say it. So he's like, just say little star. And then we can mix in there some little circles. Open circles. Big asterisks, little circles. Whatever circles you like. You want big circles? Do big circles. They don't have to be in any kind of pattern. They can be totally random. I struggle with that because I just want it to be patterned, you know, and be like all even and symmetrical, but I'm letting go. Coming off the edge. Coming off the edge. Coming off the edge. Get a little half circle coming off the edge. Little half circle. There we go. So there's another all over pattern that's just random. So, but then we have like a smaller pattern and a medium pattern and like a stripe or a plaid. So those work fairly decent together. And maybe, this is still wet. Can't do that one yet. This one's fairly dry. This one's almost dry. Alright, let's do some thicker ones too. Oh, this one's got some nice variation on it. Because it had, so I got a little bit of fractals here happening. Which you can almost see. That's still wet there, so we'll leave it. This is probably my fingerprint. Just kind of making up where it is. Just kind of find some more spots like this that can connect or not connect. It's a little mappy. Looks like a little map. Oh, now it looks like a face. Ha! That is interesting. There's the eye, the nose, and the mouth. But if you don't want it to look like a face, just turn it over. But I'm probably going to cut it up anyway, so it won't really matter. Let's see, there's a little bit of lighter in here, which we can... Little fractals happening there. Got a little darker on the outside edge here. And if I'm going to be cutting this up for the other bits, then, you know, the more areas I can have with that little mappiness going on, the better. It'll just be a random pattern. And on this one, I still want to use the thicker pen. See, this has got some good stuff going on too. And you just kind of pretend you can see what happened there, but you don't necessarily see it. You're just making stuff up now, because there's nothing really. Now, see, there's nothing there. I'm just drawing similar lines to what I started with, I guess. So they're kind of like weird stripes in a way. So, I mean, it's still a pattern, and then I could do something inside those even if I wanted to, like the stripes or whatever. And I could even come on the outside here and do like some stamping or something. I think this one's almost dry. I'm just going to do, not this one, which one? Maybe I'll do the big circles. We're doing stuff in black. And using the same color as your pattern color will unify everything. So since I'm using black, then that will help unify everything. Don't know why I'm going this way and not the other way. Couldn't tell you. Couldn't even tell you a little bit, because I don't know. Some of them overlapped. I'm okay with that. It's just an all over background pattern. So now we can even take one of these backgrounds to use. Didn't I have something? Wait, where's the blue? Red, orange, yellow. There's green. I'm going to cut a piece off of this. I'm going to attempt to cut a piece off of this. There it is. These are all 1 inch, so I'm going to cut. And they're different lengths too, because, I mean, different thicknesses, because they're different papers. Alright, 1 more inch. Alright. Say alright a few more times. That's not annoying at all. Where's the blue? That's the blue. Should we leave one plain or not? We've got 2 circles, another pattern. Oh, with plus signs. We could do plus signs. That'll be easy. I think I need to re-ink this because the middle doesn't seem to want to ink things. See, this would have been probably the more makes sense way to go on that other one. There we go. Plus signs. That works. Do we want to start on something that already has something, or do we want to start on something fairly plain, like maybe this? And then scissors. Just going to cut some pieces of varying sizes. That's and some red. I'm not measuring them. They can be whatever size they want to be. Just get what has the right. So we have kind of a red, orange, yellow, green. We don't have to go in any order, and we can do whatever we want, people. Here, I'm just going to start gluing them down on here, because otherwise I will hem and haw all day and be like, should I do that? Should I do that? And I'm going to be more random with it. Maybe I want to go off the page with one. Okay, now I'm going to have a problem. Not a problem per se. What I'm going to do is, let's see, whichever one I'm going over, which I think I'm going to go over this one. I'm just going to give myself a little piece over here, so this has something to rest on. Oh, I didn't need to go over that far. And also didn't need to go, hold on. I don't want them to line up perfectly. Does that make sense? Alright, so Well, now I'm making a mess in the background. This should probably be smaller. Or something else might go under there altogether, so it doesn't matter. Let's just glue them on and add pieces afterwards if we need to. Oh my goodness. I've not done this before, in case you're wondering. I think you probably figured it out. But, yeah. Just trying something. This one could have gone down first because it's like a thinner one. Because these were the cutoffs from what I did on last week's Watercolor Wednesday. And so there are three different weights, thicknesses. No, two different thicknesses, but because two were 140 and one was 98 or something like that. I do not recommend that for tags and whatnot because I'll show you. They got totally warped and whatnot. Let's see. See, these are the other pieces I did last week. So background and stamping. And then there's, of course they're not there. I thought I stuck them there, but they're not there. The ones. What did I do with them? That's just crazy. Anyway, they were all warped to the lighter weight ones. So I do not recommend the lighter weight. See, this could be a fun background, and then you could put a focal point on there. Like what? I don't know. Let's find something. He's probably too big. He's too big, I'm thinking. But with all that color, like even one of these black and white ones would be cute. Let's see. Well, there's a bunny. Like there's a deer. That's what a deer would look like. That's what a fox would look like. I'm thinking a black and white. So I have some black and white book pages. Children's book. Hold on, this one's like way too big, but that's, you get my drift with the, and they're probably a little too small. But I was thinking something like that might be cute. Or you can stamp something black and white and put it on there. That can work too. He's so cute. He covers the whole thing though. What will not cover the whole thing? That's the question. See, he's kind of cute on there. This is funny as funny. Oh, I'm so tired. The frog. Let's see. Alright, do you ever save the bunnies off of your copy paper? In case you ever want to use those on something? Oh, he's kind of, is he too small for that? He brings the yellow up from there, which is kind of nice. We still want the green to show a little bit. He and the owl might be cute. Not sure if they're big enough though. I mean, you gotta like figure out this right size. Alright, he's kind of black and white. Oh, I think he might work. Because he'll stand out nicely. Is why. That's why I was thinking something black and white might stand out. There's that beaver, but he's not right either. No, none of these are right. Oh, he's black and white too though. Sorta. So I'm thinking the bunny or the raccoon is what I'm thinking. Maybe put all these back in here would be good. The raccoon seems a little too big, so maybe the bunny. And do we want it to go that way or that way or that way? Maybe he'll kind of sit on a little bit on the yellow here. Because the yellow is the biggest piece, so that's probably what I want to cover up the most. And should I make it a tag or a journal card? Just want to cut this off just a little bit. I think I'll make it a journal card. 1/4 inch, the smaller. Alright, now this one's off. Don't know why it's important to have those a little more symmetrical, but for my brain, I guess it was. Alright, and then just kind of stick him on there. So that's another thing you do with watercolors, distress inks. If you're like, I've got watercolors, I never used them, you know, they came with something else, or, you know, had them since my kids were little and they never played with them, or whatever. You don't have to use expensive watercolors, just play. And like this background is actually distress ink. And these pieces you could do with distress ink. And stamps or doodling or whatever it is that makes you happy. Alright, so that's my ideas for today for Watercolor Wednesday. I hope you all have I hope you all have a delightful day. See you next week or tomorrow, depending on how many videos of mine you watch. Love you.